Hey, welcome to Nanuya channel. Do you consider about why do I get angry easily? You know the feeling. That moment when your patience snaps like a dry twig and suddenly you're yelling at your computer for not loading a web page fast enough or losing your cool over the smallest thing. But why? Why do we get angry so easily? Well, today we're breaking it down. So grab a comfy seat, take a deep breath, and let's dig into the science and psychology behind it. First, let's talk about what anger actually is. Anger is a completely normal, healthy emotion that's meant to signal to us when something feels wrong, unfair, or unjust. It's kind of like an alarm system going off in your brain saying, hey, something's not right here. But sometimes that alarm goes off when it really shouldn't. So why do we get triggered so easily? Well, there are a lot of factors at play, both internal and external, that can push us over the edge, even when the situation might seem minor. Let's start with stress. Life can get really overwhelming, right? Work, relationships, social obligations, the whole package. If you're juggling a lot and feeling mentally and emotionally drained, even a small annoyance like someone cutting you off in traffic or someone forgetting to bring the snacks to a gathering can make you feel like you're about to blow a gasket. Your brain's already maxed out, so when stress is high, it's like your fuse gets shorter. You're operating at full capacity all day, and when something doesn't go right, you're just more likely to snap. Another reason for easy anger is emotional regulation, or in many cases, the lack of it. You might not have learned how to process or express your emotions in a healthy way, and anger becomes your default response. Think about it. When you're frustrated, tired, or feeling unheard, it might be easier to react than to take a step back and understand why you're upset in the first place. It's like having a remote control for your emotions, but you're stuck on the mute button, and your reactions just come out of nowhere. But the good news is, emotional regulation is something you can work on. It takes practice, but learning how to pause before reacting can make a huge difference. Now, let's talk about your environment. If you're constantly surrounded by negativity, whether at work, home, or in your social circle, it can make you more likely to snap. If you're exposed to stressful or toxic situations regularly, your tolerance for frustration goes way down. It's like you're being slowly boiled in water. And even the smallest thing, like your coworker stealing your lunch, feels like the final straw. And, of course, if people around you have a tendency to escalate conflicts, you might have learned to react more strongly as well. It's the age-old monkey see, monkey do effect. If those in your life tend to shout when they're angry, you might unconsciously pick up those behaviors. Let's not forget about biology. Sometimes our anger isn't just about external stressors. It's rooted in hormones or chemical imbalances in our brain. For example, when we're under stress, our body releases cortisol, which can make us feel more irritable. Other factors like lack of sleep or even fluctuating blood sugar levels can also contribute to irritability. If you're running on fumes or haven't had a proper meal, your brain and body might be more on edge, making it easier to lose your temper. Now, here's a fun one. Personality. Some people are naturally more predisposed to feeling anger more intensely. Certain personality traits, like high levels of neuroticism, can make you more sensitive to stress and more likely to react with anger. Think of it like your emotional set point. If your baseline mood is more prone to irritation, you might find yourself snapping at things that other people would just brush off. Oh, what can you do to not snap over the small stuff? Let's wrap up with some tips on managing that temper. 1. Pause and breathe. The best thing you can do in the heat of the moment is hit pause. Take a deep breath. Literally, one of those slow, intentional breaths. It helps calm your nervous system and gives you a moment to reset. 2. Self-awareness. Start paying attention to what triggers your anger. Is it a certain situation? A person? Once you're aware of your triggers, you can start addressing them head-on. 3. Stress management. Reducing overall stress can have a huge impact on your ability to handle frustration. Whether it's exercise, journaling, or meditation, find something that helps you relax and recharge. 4. Therapy or counseling. Sometimes anger is a symptom of deeper emotional issues. Talking to a therapist can help you unpack those emotions and learn healthier coping mechanisms. 5. Humor. And finally, don't underestimate the power of humor. Sometimes stepping back and laughing at the absurdity of a situation can dissolve that anger before it gets out of control. So there you have it. Anger doesn't just come out of nowhere. It's a mix of stress, emotional regulation, personality, and sometimes just life being, well, life. The good news is that you can work on it. You can build better habits, manage stress, and find ways to keep your cool. And if you've ever yelled at your phone for being slow, trust me, you're not alone. Until then, take care, stay cool, and remember, don't let the small stuff steal your peace.